Mr. Speaker, all around the outside of the long white cloud, we have the most amazing marine space. We have a big, beautiful backyard. And we grow amazing oysters, amazing scallops, which they are coming back. We have incredible fish, whether it's wild caught or in our farms. And right now, it's the Bluff oyster season. And I don't know if anyone in this house has had a chance to visit barns, whether it's in Bluff or actually in their supermarket, and tested this year's supply of beautiful Bluff oysters. However, what you won't find is you won't find mahurangi oysters at the moment, because water care has had spills into the Mahurangi River, which has affected all of the oyster farmers up and down the Mahurangi River. And this is really shameful because this has been going on for quite some time. At Elizabeth Street, in the middle of Warkworth, there is a pipe where the spill happens, and it goes into the river at the top by the town, and the sewage flows down through the river out into the harbour where the oyster farmers are. And I'm today very disappointed, and that's why I chose to speak today about this particular issue, which has just hit the headlines, because for the last several months I've been working closely with the oyster farmers alongside my colleague, the Honourable Chris Penk, who's the MP for the Kaipara ki Mahurangi region, and also with the Honourable Matua Shane Jones. Because we acknowledge that our oyster farmers in the Mahurangi are under extreme pressure. They are losing tens of thousands of dollars every week. They have serious mental health concerns because of the ongoing issues. Their businesses are on the brink. They can't afford to pay their rent. They're laying off staff. And the reputational damage because they aren't able to harvest their oysters right now at the beginning of the harvest season, and because others that would normally buy their product don't want to borrow them. So MPI have had to obviously shut down any harvest at the moment. And this is on the back of these oyster farmers paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to Auckland Council to renew their consents. And they have done that willingly because they love the work they do, they love growing oysters, and they love supplying an incredible product to the market. As I mentioned, I have been engaging with the Honourable Chris Penk, and he and I have met with Watercare to discuss the concerns that we passed on from the oyster farmers. Minister Jones has also written to Watercare. One of the problems, obviously, is the number of spills that have been happening, and with this heavy rain that we're seeing, MPI, who do the water testing, have said while they've been sampling for norovirus, it's not the only pathogen associated with raw sewage. And MPI is well aware of the financial pressure this puts on all of the oyster farmers. However, as you know, the consequences of causing an illness outbreak linked to Mahurangi oysters are a lot worse. And of course, the oyster farmers will comply. But Watercare needs to do a whole lot more. One of the emails sent by Watercare to the oyster farmers after there was another spill, and a longer overflow followed from about 8:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. with an estimated discharge of around 307 cubic metres. Devastating. And what the email said, we understand this may be uncomfortable and disappointing news for you. Well, that's outrageous to say how uncomfortable it might be for these oyster farmers who are going broke. Mr. Speaker, on Monday there is a meeting. Finally, Watercare will meet with the oyster farmers, and I will be attending that meeting as well. Watercare has work to do to rebuild trust in our area, to rebuild trust in our community, and it's going to be, I'm sure, a robust meeting, but I do hope that they are able to come and offer some consolation to these incredible oyster farmers who have dedicated so many years in the area. They have their families there, they're growing up. And I'd just like to finish very briefly with a part of an email from one of the oyster farmers who said, we're getting more desperate each year due to Watercare's lack of responsibility of fixing the sewerage spills. This is affecting all the farmers' mental health and their families. We haven't even had 1 cent from Watercare, even when we've had to bin thousands of dollars of oysters. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.